Although in canon, the survival of Boba Fett following his encounter with the Jedi Luke Skywalker and the Sarlacc pit has only been hinted at thus far. In Legends continuity, it actually details how Boba Fett was able to escape the Beast and what he did following. Because of Boba's Mandalorian armor, he was able to survive far longer than is normal for one who was claimed by the Sarlacc pit. Although Boba's armor began to melt away because of the acid within the monster, it kept Boba alive and relatively safe. Unfortunately though, the more Boba struggled within the Sarlacc, the tighter the grip became. Eventually, the great Boba Fett finally accepted his fate and befriended another victim of the Sarlacc, who claimed to have been the first ever individual eaten by the creature. This individual claimed to be called Susejo and had formed a sort of mental connection with the Sarlacc. The connection was so much so that Susejo believed that he had become a literal part of the Sarlacc itself. Susejo explained to Boba that the monster had kept him alive as a sort of prize, and that the creature had been supporting him for nearly 100 years. Through the strength and resources of the Sarlacc, the man was able to survive. It was here that Boba saw a way to escape the dreaded pit. Boba began taunting Susejo, explaining that he was not the Sarlacc, and that he was just like all of the other victims, and that the Sarlacc would eventually consume him as well once it grew bored with him. Angered by this, Susejo attempted to prove that he and the beast were one by tightening its grasp on Boba even further. However, this is just what the bounty hunter wanted. As the tentacles tightened around Boba, the pressure caused his jetpack to explode and momentarily freed Fett. Next, Fett used the remainder of his concussion grenades to blast a hole in the side of the creature and crawled his way out of the pit and onto the landscape of Tatooine. Boba did not escape scot-free, however, as his armor was nearly fully destroyed, as well as Fett suffering a broken arm as a result of strangulation by the monster. In truth, the explosion nearly killed Fett, as it released the full power of the acidic stomach acid onto Boba's armor. As Boba collapsed on the surface of the planet, death nearly claimed him. However, his friend and fellow bounty hunter Dengar found Boba and nursed him back to health. Nearly a year later, a fully recovered Fett returned to the pit as he briefly spoke with Susejo. The man revealed to Fett that the creature had survived its injuries and that he was the only one to have ever escaped. Boba only responded that he would again return to the pit, but this time he would kill both the Sarlacc as well as its first victim. But that is how Boba Fett escaped the Sarlacc pit in Legends continuity following the events of Return of the Jedi. As stated earlier, there is some evidence in canon that Boba actually managed to escape as well. In the Aftermath books, we hear of Junkers picking up pieces from Jabba's sail barge, and they find Mandalorian armor with some type of acid burn all over it. Among the armor and the wreckage is no Boba Fett. With all this evidence, it is safe to assume that the bounty hunter Boba Fett is still alive and somewhere out there, at least past the events of Return of the Jedi. But what are your thoughts on this, and do you think that the canon explanation should be the same as it was in Legends as to how Boba managed to escape? And if not, how should Boba Fett have escaped in canon? The winner of the Last Jedi LEGO sets has been announced on my Twitter page, so now we kick off a brand new giveaway, this time a chance to win a physical copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2 for either PS4 or Xbox One. This time around though, we will be picking 5 winners to get the game, and all you have to do is subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, and follow me on Twitter. As I said, in the next month leading up to The Last Jedi, I will be giving away 5 copies of Star Wars Battlefront 2, so be sure to enter the giveaway. As soon as you like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, you will be entered to win Star Wars Battlefront 2. Good luck, and may the Force be with you.